So just to show you the project space or the canvas space, as you can see, it's about one wall there along the hallway with the radiator. On the left, that's the staircase. Let's see what we can do with this.
Let's have a look at the material. This is a piece of, look like a scaffolding board, actually left by the previous owner of this property. It was actually like a piece of garage shell, just something same as up there, like that. It's about 1.8 meter long. I think that's plenty anyway, and is you know, quite chunky as well in terms of the thickness. So I think that'll be quite nice, uh, potentially quite nice for the console table. Of course, I need to kind of dress up a little bit, and let's see how it turns out as reclaimed wood. Okay, so what I've got here now is a sanded piece of garage shell initially, or a piece of scaffolding board, but it came up pretty nice. The color wise, looking pretty sweet in my opinion. Now that's one side. This side's the better side. I think the color is better. The other side, the color is more dull, but this side, its downside is you can see some holes in it. We already filled it, so okay, I don't mind so much to show a bit of character. Now this bit here is can be a bit dangerous. If you run your finger through it, you might catch yourself. So what our plan is that we're not going to dye the color anyway. We're just going to use some wax. So what we're going to do is just going to fill it up a bit. So apply a bit of glue. So apply a little bit of glue, and this is the dust catcher for my sander. So just a bit of powder, basically the wood dust. And then let's mix them up. So just work it in a little bit. Okay, maybe a little bit more around this bit. Yeah, and there we go. Let it dry. In a little bit, we'll see how it turns out. Maybe need a wee sand. So while waiting the homemade filler to go off, I've got two bray wax here. Basically, this one is the dark oak. This one is a clear. So I've got a piece of offcut taped at the middle, so we know, can do a comparison to see how it turns out. And this kind of wood, I think it's got enough colours in them, so I think the clear probably be okay, but just out of curiosity, let's see how it turns out. So first let's apply the clear one. So the clear one, let's just apply it here. So just rubbing along it to make sure work it to the grain. Okay. While we do that, we'll just apply the dark oak on the other side. So dark oak. Now we'll swap this side. Now one thing with bray wax is they are very, very strong in the smell, so make sure you're doing well ventilated area. So give it a couple of minutes and wait for it to dry and see what happens. So while the wax is now dried, so I'm just going to give it a quick buff and see how it turns out. So this side is clear, this side is a dark oak. So let's do the clear first. You can see a sheen start to come through. The colour seems to be intensified from the natural colour of the base material. So now we'll flip over. So this is dark oak now. So this is the clear that I've done. So yeah, so there you go. This is a dark oak, this is a clear. Both of them got nice enough sheen. The wood itself has been weathered, it's been used you know, as a garage shelf, so it's got quite a lot of scar on them, so it actually comes up pretty nice if you like that kind of rustic look. So now I've got everything filled, not perfectly filled because it's, as I say, we want some character in this piece. So I sanded it. I've sanded from 80 grit originally to 100, 120, 150, and then I jumped to 220. So it's nice and smooth. So now what we need to do, if I put on any kind of wax on, is just to clean it up. And actually I was quite still in two mind about which colour I'm going to go for. Is it going to be clear wax or is it going to be a dark oak wax? But I think my better half said, okay, it's a dark oak she wants, so okay, we'll do that. But anyway, first thing is I just get a piece of a kitchen towel roll or anything like that. You just basically can just wipe it clean. You just give it a quick wipe. I mean, some people, if you were going to run some wood dye, then of course you probably would run it through water and then sand it again. But anyway, we'll only use wax. I'm relatively happy with it. So see, there you go. You can see that the stuff that coming out the wood grain. Okay, so this is all clean now. Wiped down with the the roll. You can see I showed you earlier how dirty it is. And just before maybe I put wax on, I basically run the sander I've got on both ends well, the wood grains all sanded down to 220 grit, and then the edge was quite sharp, so very quickly with the sander I just give it a small shove at the edge to break up the sharp edge, just for the, you know, if you ever fall to, at least it's not really sharp. It still hurt, but not very sharp. So okay, this is the bottom side, by the way, so just apply liberally, so if anything goes wrong, at least this is the bottom side. I can probably rectify it to change colour if I wanted to, sand it down again, but anyway, let's see how it turns out. So let's just apply wax. So this is the dark oak, grey wax, dark oak. Actually, I'd say it turns out quite well, because I mean, this piece of wood seems to be got quite a bit of variation anyway. It's got a bit of red hue to it, which is pretty good. Okay, so this is the wax being applied, as you can see, so we just need to wait till it's dry and then we can buff it off afterwards. And we might give it a second coat and see how it turns out. So here the wood has been finished, so just putting the legs on. I'm just putting 2 centimeters from the edge to put where the legs is. So anyway, I've already started marking. Just need to give it some marks so I can drill a small pilot hole. So that's it. I need it extremely quiet because the little ones are sleeping. So. Whoop. Okay, I'm expecting some of you may say, why don't you put black screw on, but unfortunately I do have black screw, but they've been too long, so they will poke out the other end. So for that reason, I'll just use this wood screw for now. I mean, I can always change the screw, or I can paint the screw some other color. Okay, let's line it up first. So. this side's now done. So what we're going to do is we just have to mark out the other side and do the same, exactly the same. So yeah, so that's the leg on. Now this is just roughly finished, but we're just leaning against it. There's nothing fixed to the wall yet, but yeah, you can see that we can potentially put a mirror up there, or pictures or whatever, some plants, but nice and neat. I mean, there's still about 63 centimeters to walk through here, which is fine. It's not too narrow, so yeah, so far so good. So tomorrow maybe is to work out where I'm going to put the mount in the middle to support it in the wall, so that you've got 3 fixing or maybe 4 fixing in that case, to stop it from topping over. So let's see. So I must take advantage while the little one's still sleeping, and you know, as we said yesterday, when you put a bracket in the middle or somewhere, or 2 brackets, I only managed to find one, so I managed to paint it black so it look more tied in, and marked it around the edges. You might be able to see, you may not, but you can see the marking there. So what I'm going to do now is going to chisel it out, and I'm going to fix the bracket to the underside of the table, so that we can actually have a secure point in the wall, so that won't top over. Now again, I don't have the let's say the right screw for this in terms of color, but I think these ones would do. Just need to make sure they're not too long. They seems to be alright, so let's have a look and see. Just about, yeah. Okay, so what we're going to do is just going to drill some pilot holes, and then we can mark the hole, and then we can drill. Okay, just going to drill that through. Okay, this one's well. So yeah, now this is in place. Shouldn't see it anyway, so that should be fine. And I've got some adjustment there I can do to make it flush to the wall, but which is flush enough anyway. So let's see how it goes next step when we mount it on the wall, and let's see. So now with the table roughly in place where it's supposed to be, so just need to mark up on the position for this table. So what I've done here is, because it's going to be central to this radiator anyway, so when you find the center point, this is 1.4, so 1.4 meter in width, so this is about the center mark of it, and then I will mark a center mark on this table, so both align, mark to mark, and that should center. So and then we can then mark out the wall where we're going to drill, and we're going to put two fixing in here to the wall, stop it from topping over. Okay, so this is the center mark where I'm marking the wall is the center of the radiator underneath. So now I just need to align. I know that this board is about 1.7 meters, so I need to align 85 to this mark. Okay, so now I've aligned the center mark to 85, which is center of the table. So I know that this table now is center to the radiator, as you can see. So next thing is mount on the wall, which previously we already have a bracket. So we've got now, this time I've got some black screws, a drywall fixing screw. I've got some plugs as well, and plug into wall. So what we're going to do is just mark in the center before I drill it. Now you notice that there's a gap there, but when the way we build it, there is a slot hole here, so I'll loosen that later and I can push it against the wall, tight against the wall to make it flush. What you can see here is that this bracket's up, loosen that up. As I say, there's some adjustments, so you can actually, you know, adjust as you want. So now I've got two black screws. Yes, I'm fixated on the black screws. These are just drywall screws. I've got a wall plug in there already, so just put it in place, and we can drive these two in and then fix the two in the top as well, and that's it. Should job done. Finally, this is all done and fixed, and let's just give a quick wipe down, just, you know, a few fingerprints here and there, but generally quite happy with the finish. I think it's done all right. So anyway, I end up one of the issues I had was with the drywall screw was actually they snapped. So I ended up, you know, taking it back out and changing the screws, and changing the wall plug as well. But anyway, yeah. Well, tell us what you think, and if you like it, of course, please subscribe. Until then, see you next time.